Hello and welcome to another podcast. I'm Fettouhi and let's talk games. Well, it's been a week and, a lot of things have happened pretty much. Everything has happened. Finally, a lot of the info that from the CES 2012 has been, the announcement has been, but a lot of the videos have been uploaded finally. It took a little bit of time in my opinion, but anyways, I've been looking into that. Of course, I've been playing, still been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO. I finally hit the max cap level, which is 50, and I'm still not done with what you will call the story quest in the game, which is insanely long. Um, but I'm having fun with it. I'm probably gonna make the character more. I am. Well, we're a day away from the 1 month subscription day end, and I'm definitely gonna pick up a month more and keep on going with that. Another thing, there's been some demos, of course, and we can start up with actually checking out the PlayStation Store update and check out what the European store has right now. Some Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Double Agent on which is the full game for €20. And we have some PlayStation 1 Classic Ark of the Lad and Pandemonium 2, some minis, and a new demo which I actually tried. I tried it on Steam instead, because I was just messing with my PC anyway. So just downloaded there. But it's Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, which has been not been hyped, but there has been a lot of talk about this game here since E3. It had some good prizes. It won some prizes. I think it was most interesting game on PC of E3 2011, but it doesn't matter. The game is multi-platform. It is Todd McFarlane, who we know, or if you don't know, he's the guy who's the inventor of Spawn, and he's drawn some of the artwork for this game here, and there's one of the guys from Oblivion behind the game also. I played the game. The game is an open world, well, not an open world game, but it's an action RPG game like, well, you could say Oblivion, but it's not because it's third person. And the combat is action oriented, like, well, you can say God of War or Dragon Age, but it's actually pretty intriguing because it has the same depth as Skyrim and Oblivion. It has like, well, you make a character, you choose a race, you name him, you design him, and through that you just say, well, do you want to focus on combat? Do you want to focus on magic? Do you want to focus on stealth? And you can focus on blacksmithing and all of that, and it's pretty much the same idea that you're developing how your character wants. The game has, you can go through the prologue of the game, and then when the game opens up, you have 45 minutes to play the demo in full, which is a pretty long time. I didn't quest so much. I have been thinking of picking this up. You can pre-order it now on Steam. It's coming out February 7th, if I remember correctly, on Steam, the PC, and Xbox and PS3. From what I experienced for the demo on Steam, it runs pretty well. Well, it's the demo, but it runs pretty well. Not that demanding. I can play it in high settings so far. There was a bug in the graphics setting that made the game so it didn't just show black screen. The only thing you can actually get up on your screen was the menu, so you had to turn one of the features off. Um, but I am a little bit disappointed in the graphics department because it has that for a $60 game. It has a bit of a graphics feel to it of the quality of Torchlight. Torchlight's graphics is not bad, but it's not like, say, well, it's something that I noticed that I'm a little bit disappointed because I was actually okay. You're seeing a third person is going to be like, well, not Skyrim, but maybe something in between those Skyrim and Oblivion, or some of the more modern things. But they went another route. But it's definitely an interesting game. I'm still tipping on, do I want to pick it up or not? The game is single player. There's no co-op, um, but it's fully voiced. There's like 4 races you can play, and you can choose what god or what religion you wanna worship, and so on and so forth. The character creation itself is pretty detailed. At the moment, you have 5 presets, which you after that can customize. Um, and It's not a D&D game. It's fully new. The system is fully functional on its own. So you can't say, well, this here makes sense. But it is a full blown RPG. It's not like where you have to choose where you like say, well, I leveled up a couple of. I gained 1 level, so it looks like from that it has a huge skill tree. It actually has a couple. It has a skill tree for each class, or not class, for each region, like weapons or combat stuff and magic. And on top of that, it has something else on top of that also. So it's pretty detailed, almost as much as or probably as much as Skyrim. I think it's probably going to be interesting for people who are finished with Skyrim and want to pick up something else. But it is not Skyrim. It is not as beautiful, and it's not first person and all that. It has fast travel and all that, so there are a lot of similarities. I think maybe some people will get drawn to it because it definitely, but the combat system is more action based. If you think God of War, uh, or a Dragon Age, it's more like that. You can have a primary and secondary weapon. You can choose, like, for instance, a sword and some daggers, and you can switch between those on the fly. This game does support a controller for the PC on the plug and play, so that's really cool. I've been actually I was actually playing with that. Works really great controls. Yeah, pick it up. The only thing that's annoying with the game, there are some what you would call, or at least from the demo so far, and it's probably on in the game. It doesn't have that fully open world to it, because there are, like, for instance, you can't jump automatically. You have to be in an area where you actually are able to jump down or up. So there are some, like, for instance, Skyrim, you can go all around, all over the map fully. There's actually almost no place you can't go until you hit the map wall. Then it just stops. But you can jump when you want and all that. This here, there are some limits or limitations for it. So it's pretty interesting. Check it out. Go to reckoning.com or check out Kingdom of Amalur. Always say Amalur. It's called Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, and you can check it out. Some of the demos on game trailers, joystick, whatever not. But that demo is out now, so you can download it now on a PS3 or 360 if you want to play it on that. It's 2.5 gigs, so it is pretty large, and I think it's almost the same on Steam. Anyways, PlayStation Plus, you have access to Starhawk betas or beta, which is of course the sequel to Warhawks, one of the launching titles for the PlayStation 3. So if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you have access to that, and of course also you have 100% discount until February 15th on Ark the Lad, which I don't know what it is. And it's not available in Norway for some strange region. And Crazy Taxi also. And Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. There's 30% off of that, 75% off on Crazy Taxi. And there are some add-ons for DC Universe, which is around $1 each. Sorry. Got something stuck in my throat. Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends crap. You can download some add-ons for that. Gran Turismo 5, some iPad. Little Big Planet Chinese New Year's costume, which is actually around the corner. Saints Row the Third is the cheapy pack, which I have a suspicion that this pack is probably GBD won a contest to actually be able to play or play a character or narrate a character in the game. I never found him when I played it, but and GBD is the guy who owns cheapassgamer.com. He won the thing he donated a lot of money to I don't know, it was Child's Play or something and the one who donated the highest would win a chance to be in Saints Row 3 as a character. I don't know if that pack is it because that's lame, but well, I'm not gonna pick that up. That's for sure. Maybe I don't know if it's free, but fuck it. Anyways, and there's a new map pack for Uncharted 3. And there's a shitload of dynamic themes. There are some permanent price reductions on Vibus Mini, Stellar Attack Mini, Ace Armstrong vs. the Aliens, Scumbag Mini, Final Fantasy Talisman of the Death Mini, and Kubrick's HD. Also, last week I forgot to tell you guys that Final Fantasy 13-2 demo is out. I can't remember if I told you, but it's out already. So you can check that out also. I actually haven't played it. My brother played it. He said he couldn't figure it out really much, but he isn't that big a Final Fantasy fan anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's also coming out February, Final Fantasy. Let's see here. Let's check out what's up with the PlayStation Store update on the US. And let's see here. Full games, you can get access to Shadow of Colossus HD, Ico Crisis 2, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Dual Agent, and Cars 2. $20 for Shadow of Colossus and $20 for Ico, $40 for Crisis 2, and $20 for the two Tom Clancy games each, and $40 for Cars, which is not worth because the game probably sucks just as much as the movie did. And looks like you also get, of course, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning demo, and lead designer is Ken Ralston, which is the lead designer from Oblivion. He was the guy who I was talking about, and I don't know why you get now Castlevania Harmony of Despair demo, but it's out now also. So those two demos are up for US, and a shitload of the same things. Yeah, let's see here what. Saints Row Chibi Pack. Enhance the game by adding the Saints Row #1 fan Chibi D. Oh, it's free as a new powerful homie. So it's a DLC which is free. So he wasn't in the game. He was a he was a DLC. Oh God, how to rip people off, anyways. But yeah, it's pretty much the same so far. It's a we get it. US gets one more demo, but I think how many of the spare is actually demoed on the Europe, but I can't remember. Anyways, enough about that. Let's check out joystick. Gearbox reveals a new real world Lilith model. So you can check out this girl who was picked out of probably a bunch of women who auditioned for being the model for Lilith in Borderlands 2. And Borderlands 1 was on a huge sale, and Borderlands 2 is going to be awesome. I don't think it's coming out this year, I think it's next year. Max Payne fans, which I am, I'm a huge fan of the first Max Payne. Second one was okay. Third one looks like crap, sadly. It does not saying that it doesn't look good, but from the way they chose to revive the franchise with a fat, overweight, middle-aged man in Cuba shooting guys, so far not that interesting. The mechanics is what they are selling it for, because the new trailer / video you can find is a full detailed description of how they are going to revive and be true to the Max Payne franchise, which was of course the invention of bullet time. The problem is that Max Payne also had a really fucked up and interesting story on top of that. This is not working for me, so I'm skeptical about if I'm going to pick this game up, but I'm probably gonna, because just to figure out what the hell they're trying to do with this franchise here. But is it going to be a AAA or 2 million, 1 million unit seller? I don't know. That's hard to figure out. Let's check out. SOPA, of course. A lot of websites, including the Speed Gamers. I know cyanoidmods.com, a whole bunch of other boycotted, of course, the internet for one day because of SOPA and PPA or whatever the fucking short names are for those crappy ideas of censoring the web. We already have it over here. This is U.S. Bills that are trying to be pushed through by probably some companies that paid the politicians a huge sum of money just to nod. But the problem is that we already have it over here. For instance, we had, like, when Denmark, if you're using your standard ISP provided DNS server, you will not be able to access a couple of websites, which of course are pirating. I'm not saying pirating is a great idea, but the idea of closing down what the internet is all about, to be able to freely express yourself with this media here and access all these great things, and some bad things, sadly, it will not help at all closing it down, forcing ISP providers and giving people almost up to 5 to 6 years of jail time, which is probably more than a rapist will get, just because you share something that they don't like. Copyrighted stuff or something, that's a little bit overboard. And it's been the same thing over here. You see people who actually get sued back into the Stone Age for sharing a copy of a digital media, and a guy shoots somebody at point blank with witnesses and he gets like 5 months. So the system doesn't really work, but I'm not going to go into blah politics here. I hate politics, and I hate that that this here is, well, it was annoying, but some of the sites that I wanted to actually view were down. It's not that unsupported, but it's just like, well, it's not gonna help because, well, maybe it's gonna help. I don't know. It's pretty much. I don't think there's enough power to make this influence somebody because I have a bad feeling that a lot of the people have probably already been paid off, and it's gonna happen anyways. Problem is probably after it's probably gonna happen. Will it ruin so much that they're gonna have to uh, make the law, undo the laws? Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't affect me pretty much. It only affects US so far, and well, if they're gonna do it the same stupid way they do it over here, just use OpenDNS and somebody else outside the country, then you're good to go. Let's check out here. There was something I looked here. Where was it? Where was it? Oh, Mass Effect free demo is coming soon. I think it's coming next week to PlayStation 3 and Xbox. And that game is hyped, and it's the last of the trilogy. The book is coming out, the last book. If you read any of the Mass Effect books, which I recommend highly if you're a fan of the games, because the books are not about the game, it's what happens between the games, and it's not about Shepard, it's about characters that are in the universe. So one of two of them have connections to Shepard, and other in the game. But anyways, so that game is coming out. I think it's March, if I remember correctly. Last book, last books so far. The newest book for the January 31st. I already pre-ordered the book on Kindle, so it's going to download instantly. And there's a new I'm Alive trailer, which, if you don't remember I'm Alive, that game is still alive, it looks like, because, well, it's been, is it 3 years since I saw the last trailer? Well, we saw something this last E3, but it's like 3 or 4 years, I can't remember, since they talked about this game here at one of the E3s, or was it Tokyo Game Show, whatever it is. And it looks like, if you are not, since we're talking about some interesting stuff here on joystick, it looks like, well, if you remember that Dungeons and Dragons Online went free to play like a year ago, I think. It looks like there's a new update coming, which they promised and all that, but it looks like there's going to be some more add-ons to it. So, a level cap increase and stuff like that. So, if you are playing this game here, well, then it's going to be awesome for you, and it's planned for 2012 so far. Bioshock Infinite, which I'm a huge Bioshock fan. Bioshock 1 was great. Bioshock 2 was greater, in my opinion. And now we have Bioshock Infinite. And it looks like since Ken Levine, who is the maker of the first Bioshock, he wasn't involved in the second Bioshock, it was another team. But he's an old school gamer. I'm an old school gamer, so there's going to be a mode or a difficulty called 1999 mode, which is going to be probably like it was back in the old days. That means, well, you have one life, and then it's going to be game over, and you have to start over, and stuff like that. So there are some some challenges with that. and there's going to be some stuff like that included. Well, it's probably going to be tough as hell. I remember some of the old games, and actually today I'm so used to playing modern games that I actually suck at them, which is really bad. Actually, the only game that I'm, well, it's not that hard in my opinion, but a game that I'm actually really really good at is still Metal Gear Solid. I can play that game. I can pick that game up like probably today, and I haven't played it in a year or so. And I can still beat the game in no time. So, yeah. Actually, still no official release date. Only we know that it's this year. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome. And it looks like Nintendoware Weekly Update has Resident Evil Revelations demo and Stone Keep. Stone Keep is a really, really old school game also for the PC, if I remember correctly. It's an RPG game. And Resident Evil Revelations is, of course, the next Resident Evil that's coming out for the 3DS. So, and since we're talking about old school games, good old games actually have just today put up one of the really really great games of great classics you can find of a strategy based game, and that's of course Syndicate. So if you remember Syndicate from the old days, or you're interested in hearing about it, you can check out the old game for $6 on goodoldgames.com or GOG.com, which is this website. Or you can wait for, of course, the new version or the new revamped version of Syndicate, which is coming out this year, I think. You can check out the demo on Game Trailers or Joystick. And that's going to be a first-person shooter with an interesting twist to how you control or manipulate environment stuff through hacking the world. Really interesting, actually. So that's pretty much it for this week. Thank you for listening. You can, of course, again, check out the blog Fettouhi.dk, or check me out on twitter.com/Fettouhi, or email me at letstalkgames@Fettouhi.dk. Until next time,